discovered my wife was cheating on me with my best friend. Instead of confronting them, I orchestrated an elaborate plan to expose their affair, leading to their professional downfall. Life had a way of making me feel like the universe's favorite child. My career as an architect was flourishing, designing skylines that would define cities for generations. My home was a modern marvel, a testament to my professional passion, filled with light and laughter. At the heart of it all was Laura, my wife of 10 years, whose wit and warmth could melt the iciest of hearts. And then there was Greg, my best friend since college, a brother in all but blood. We shared everything from late-night philosophical debates to a shared obsession with vintage cars. It was, by all accounts, an idyllic existence. Success, love, friendship, all the ingredients of a life well lived. But like any well-written novel, a plot twist lurked just beyond the next page. The first hint came on a Tuesday, unremarkable in every other way. Laura had been humming a tune unfamiliar to me, a catchy melody that seemed to lift her spirits. When asked, she brushed it off as a song stuck in her head from the radio. It was a small thing, but something about the way she avoided eye contact sparked a flicker of doubt. Over the next few weeks, that flicker grew. Late nights at the office became more frequent for her, and Greg seemed increasingly unavailable for our usual weekend get-togethers. Coincidences stacked up like precarious Jenga blocks. A receipt for an expensive dinner at a restaurant we had planned to visit together slipped out of Laura's purse. Greg mentioned a business trip that, as I later found out, didn't align with any known holidays or industry events. Curiosity nudged me toward investigation. I wasn't one to jump to conclusions, but the evidence was mounting, and the architect in me sought structure and answers. Accessing Laura's phone records revealed a pattern of calls and messages that correlated suspiciously with Greg's known schedule. The realization hit like a wrecking ball against a glass facade. My wife and my best friend were having an affair. Shock gave way to a maelstrom of emotions: betrayal, anger, sadness, but above all, a desire for justice. Not the crude, impulsive kind, but a carefully crafted plan that would make even Machiavelli raise an impressed eyebrow. Direct confrontation seemed too pedestrian, too lacking in creativity. If they wanted to play games, then I would design the rules. The first step was to ensure they remained oblivious to my knowledge. I continued as the loving husband and loyal friend, masking any hint of awareness. Meanwhile, I began to lay the groundwork for their undoing. Using my connections in the real estate world, I arranged for a lucrative investment opportunity to cross Greg's path. A development project in a prime location, promising high returns, but requiring a significant upfront investment. I knew Greg's financial situation well enough to predict that he would leap at the chance, even if it meant overextending himself. Simultaneously, I subtly influenced Laura's career trajectory. As an event planner, she thrived on high-profile projects. A friend of mine was in need of someone to organize a massive charity gala, an event that would demand her full attention and energy. The timing was crucial. I needed them both distracted and committed. With them occupied, I moved on to the next phase: information gathering. I hired a private investigator to collect undeniable proof of their affair. Photos, timestamps, locations, all meticulously documented. This wasn't for me. I already knew the truth. This was ammunition for the battles ahead. The piece de resistance of my plan involved a bit of technological wizardry. I developed a faux app, disguised as a calendar and messaging tool, which I installed on Laura's and Greg's devices under the guise of helping them coordinate the gala and investment project. In reality, the app logged their communications and locations, feeding the data back to me in real time. Now equipped with a treasure trove of evidence, I proceeded to set the trap. Greg's overextension in the investment would soon require additional funds. Anticipating this, I arranged for a sudden market shift that would put pressure on all investors to either pony up more capital or risk losing their initial stake. Greg, desperate to protect his investment, would have no choice but to seek a loan. I introduced him to a private lender, an associate of mine who specialized in high-risk loans with onerous terms. Greg, blinded by potential losses, agreed to the terms without due diligence. The noose was tightening. Meanwhile, Laura was knee-deep in planning the charity gala, which was shaping up to be the event of the season. Unbeknownst to her, I had arranged for certain complications to arise: permits delayed, vendors backing out, unexpected expenses, all solvable problems, but ones that required her undivided attention and perhaps a financial infusion. Predictably, she turned to Greg for assistance, both emotional and financial. Their secret meetings became more frequent, their stress levels rising, and their ability to cover their tracks diminished. I ensured that key individuals, colleagues, mutual friends would witness just enough to fuel whispers, but not outright accusations. The climax of my plan was set for the night of the charity gala. I had pulled strings to have the event held at one of my properties, a luxurious hall with all the trappings of opulence. The guest list included not only the city's elite, but also individuals who played pivotal roles in both Laura's and Greg's professional lives. As the night unfolded, everything appeared to be proceeding splendidly. Guests mingled, music flowed, and the atmosphere was electric. Laura was in her element, gracefully navigating the crowd, unaware of the storm about to descend. At the peak of the evening, I took the stage to make an unanticipated announcement. Expressing gratitude for everyone's attendance and support, I mentioned a special presentation prepared to highlight the evening's purpose. The lights dimmed, and a video began to play on the grand screen behind me. What followed was a carefully edited montage of Laura's and Greg's clandestine meetings, innocuous at first, harmless interactions that could be dismissed as friendly. But as the video progressed, the footage became more damning, intimate moments captured with irrefutable clarity. Gasps rippled through the audience as realization dawned. I watched from the side, observing Laura's face transition from confusion to horror. Greg, positioned across the room, stood frozen, his complexion turning ashen. The final frame was a still image of them entering a hotel together, time-stamped and dated. The silence was palpable. I returned to the microphone, maintaining a composed demeanor. Without resorting to accusations or vitriol, I expressed my disappointment in discovering such betrayal from two people I held dear. The room remained hushed, the weight of the revelation settling heavily. But I wasn't finished. Turning to the audience, I segued into the importance of trust and integrity, especially in charitable endeavors. I announced that all proceeds from the night's event would go toward organizations supporting victims of infidelity and betrayal, a twist that reframed the evening's purpose entirely. As murmurs spread, I quietly exited the stage, leaving Laura and Greg to navigate the fallout. Their reputations, both personal and professional, were effectively dismantled in a single, strategic move. In the aftermath, the consequences unfolded swiftly. Greg's financial house of cards collapsed. The lender, an associate playing a role in my design, called in the loan, seizing his assets when he defaulted. His stake in the investment project transferred to me, consolidating my control. Laura faced professional ostracism. The event planning community, tight-knit and gossip-prone, distanced themselves. Clients withdrew contracts, and her association with the scandal made her a pariah in the circles that once celebrated her. While they grappled with their new realities, I focused on rebuilding. Surprisingly, I found solace not in vindictive satisfaction, but in the clarity that comes from shedding deceit. The public nature of the revelation absolved me from the burden of secrets. Months later, I received a letter from Laura. She expressed remorse, detailing her regret and seeking forgiveness. I pondered her words, recognizing the sincerity but also understanding that some bridges, once burned, cannot be rebuilt. Greg attempted to reach out as well, but his efforts were met with polite indifference. Our friendship had been a cornerstone of my life, but trust, once shattered, is not easily restored. In an unexpected turn, the charity organizations that benefited from the gala reached out to me, expressing gratitude. Their work resonated with me, leading to a newfound involvement in philanthropy. Contributing to causes that supported healing and recovery became a channel for transforming personal pain into positive action. Reflecting on the entire saga, I recognized the irony. My meticulous plan for revenge had led me to a path of personal growth. The architect in me appreciated the symmetry, a deconstructed life rebuilt with stronger foundations. I also came to understand that revenge, while momentarily satisfying, is a hollow victory if it doesn't lead to self-improvement. In orchestrating their downfall, I had also orchestrated my own liberation from a life built on falsehoods. One day, while attending a fundraiser, I crossed paths with an old acquaintance, Sophie, a lawyer with whom I'd collaborated on several projects. Intelligent, compassionate, and with a sharp wit that kept me on my toes, she was a refreshing presence. As we reconnected, I found myself sharing parts of my story, omitting the more sordid details but conveying the essence of my recent journey. She listened thoughtfully, offering perspectives that challenged and intrigued me. Our professional interactions evolved into personal ones, and over time, we began to build something new, something founded on transparency and mutual respect. Life, it seemed, had a way of offering second chances. In the end, I didn't regret the choices I'd made. The elaborate plan, the calculated exposure, it all served a purpose. But more importantly, it led me to reevaluate what I valued most. Success and relationships are meaningless without authenticity. As for Laura and Greg, they became footnotes in the chapters of my life. I heard through the grapevine that they attempted a relationship but found that trust between two untrustworthy people is a fragile thing. Their partnership dissolved amidst blame and resentment. I harbored no ill will. In fact, I silently wished them the clarity to find their own paths forward. Standing on the balcony of my new home, a sleek penthouse overlooking the cityscape I helped design, I felt a sense of peace. The skyline was a testament to resilience, each building reaching upward despite the weight of the world below. My journey mirrored that ascent. From the depths of betrayal, I had risen, not just to reclaim what was lost, but to forge something entirely new. Life's designs are unpredictable, filled with unexpected twists and turns. But as any good architect knows, the beauty lies not just in the structure, but in the space it creates, the possibilities that emerge when we embrace change. In crafting my revenge, I had, unknowingly, crafted a new beginning.